Age of Empires 4 just launched a brand new paid DLC, packed with new maps and 2 new variant civs. However, they also added one of my favourite things I've ever seen in Age of Empires 4 for free. In Season 10's update, 5 new points of interest were added. These can be found on specific maps, or scattered throughout the land mega random map, which is where I think they really add another layer to the environment and choices you need to make in those already chaotic free-for-alls. So, what are these new points of interest? Which one is the strongest? How long do they take to capture? And which one is my favourite? I'm glad you asked. Let's get started. Possibly the simplest point of interest, and the quickest to capture at just 30 seconds for a single unit, or 15 seconds if you have 2 units capturing, is the Abandoned Outpost. It grants line of sight to the player who controls it, and doesn't have any defensive capabilities. As it is just for vision, how much vision will it give? Well, it has about 7 to 8 tiles line of sight, depending on where you measure from. This is around half as much as a standard outpost. Capturing a few of these scattered around the map can definitely give you some valuable information. Incoming raids, relics being collected, or vision of fights between other players. Another very simple but powerful point of interest is the merchant camp, granting 15 wood, 15 food, and 15 gold every minute to the player that controls it. Most people agree a villager gathers around 40 to 45 resources per minute, so this point of interest is like having one extra villager for as long as you can control it. It'll take a single unit 1 minute to capture this point of interest, and from my testing it seems each additional unit capturing a point will increase the speed of capture by 100%. So if 1 unit takes a minute to capture a point of interest, 2 units will take 30 seconds, 3 units will take 20 seconds, 4 units will take 15 seconds, and so on. This is the same capture time across all point of interests, apart from the Abandoned Outpost, which only takes half the time. The Wolf Den is the only dangerous point of interest, spawning up to 5 very aggressive wolves after 5 minutes have passed. Burning the Wolf Den will grant the player 150 gold. You can take these down with about 6 villagers and a bit of micro better than mine. However, if you just want to A-move some military units to get the gold, 5 spearmen and 2 archers should do the job in about a minute, and you'll only lose a single spearman if you decide not to micro. A quick note, you can burn these down before 5 minutes, and it will only spawn the wolves at 70 and 30% health, so you'll only have 4 wolves total to deal with. Easy. The Forgotten Ruins are a really interesting and potentially the most rewarding POI added. Taking 1 minute for a solo unit to capture, once captured, you may garrison a villager inside who will produce 60 stone per minute for 6 minutes, totaling 360 stone. The perfect amount for an additional town centre. After 6 minutes, a relic is excavated and the ruin is exhausted. Time the capture and garrisoning of this point of interest well, and you can get all the stone needed for your second TC, plus a relic which will give you gold for the entire rest of the game. This has to be in the running for the most powerful new point of interest added. And finally, we have the Lost Ronin. It takes 1 minute for 1 unit to capture, and the controlling player can hire a Ronin for 100 gold. The first Ronin is available at 7 minutes, and it will continue to stock up on new Ronin every 120 seconds. You can choose to hire a singular Ronin or invest in the entire stockpile that's built up over time. Ronin stats automatically improve as you age up, and they are affected by blacksmith upgrades and elite army tactics. Possibly a bunch of other upgrades too, but I didn't test everything. Let's have a quick look at the stats. If you're still in the Dark Age with one of these, he'll have 95 health, deal 8 damage, and have 1 melee and 1 ranged armor. Feudal Age is 114 health with 2 armor and 10 damage. Age 3 sees the Ronin with 137 health for 4 armor and 12 damage. And finally in Imperial, it's 164 health, 5 armor with 16 katana damage. This places them not too far off an unupgraded elite HRE man-at-arms. so pretty strong. These new points of interest really add some life to the large mega random maps, and I think the devs have done a superb job on the look and variety of the points of interest, from granting vision, resources, or even actual units. But which do you think is the strongest? Personally, it's got to be the Forgotten Ruins. The payout for this, despite taking 6 minutes, is potentially huge. All the stone for your next town centre, or the third of a way to a keep, plus the relic, which will be gold for the rest of the game if you can claim it successfully. Super powerful. But is it my favourite? No. That reward goes to the humble merchant camp. I love the simplicity and tranquil design of this point of interest, and I think it can be deceptively strong if you can hold on to one of these for a long time. There it is, every brand new point of interest added in Season 10. Look out for these dotted around your land mega random games, and in some other maps, even on the ranked ladder. Which is your favourite, and are there any ideas you would love to see added? If you enjoy the content I'm creating for Age of Empires 4, please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thanks very much. See you in the next one. Have a great day.